Hello, everyone. JW has returned once again to give you exactly what you want. Of course, that'd be more of me giving you gals and guys my fourth episode of Talking Cubs, just discussing the 2019 into 2020 Chicago Cubs off season. This was actually a requested video, and I thought I'd oblige by doing it. And that would be, what do I think the Cubs outfield will be in 2020, the starting outfield for opening day. Now, the obvious choice would be Kyle Schwarber in left, Jason Heyward in right, most likely, and then either Albert Almora or Ian Happ in center. My thoughts are, under no circumstances should Albert Almora be a starting outfielder. Maybe a defensive replacement, but I don't know, something happened last year, and I hope he gets back to something better, but I was not impressed with him in the second half of last year. Ever since he hit that kid, his numbers just tanked. And maybe it was some psychological stuff with that, but that would be, I would at least go into the opening day with Schwarber, Happ, and Heyward. Now, obviously, a lot of people were hoping the Cubs could get in the free agent market and sign Shogo Akiyama. He signed, or most likely will sign, a 3-year deal with the Cincinnati Reds today. So he's out of the picture. So he can't be our center fielder. There's still Nick Castellanos out there. I don't think the Cubs are going to re-sign him. They're going to have to make a few trades and attach prospects with those trades to get the cap space to sign Nick Castellanos. I mean, he's not going to be that much. Maybe $15 million a year, maybe $16 million tops, but I just don't see it happening. And we also got a guy in one of our prospects, Brendan Davis. I think he's going to be a big-time player. He's like our number 4 prospect, or 3 or 2 or something like that. I think he's number 3 behind Nico Hoerner and Miguel Amaya. I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's not going to be ready this year, but he might be ready to get called up at the end of next year. You know, if he's one of our 3 call-ups, that would be a guy I would look to. But definitely by 2022, he should be ready. So you're only going to want, if you re-sign Castellanos somehow, some way, you'd have to trade Heyward most likely. You'd only want to sign him for like a 2-year deal at like $16 million per, like a 2-year $32 million or something like that. But I do not think Almora should be starting at all. Maybe a defensive replacement. Tony Kemp is another guy who could potentially see time in the outfield. I don't think he sees a lot of time. He's more another defensive replacement, maybe pinch hitter, and a base running substitute for guys. He's a fast guy on bases. But the problem is his on-base percentage. He doesn't strike out a lot, but he doesn't get on base a lot either, so he's going to have to work on that. So, I mean, we don't have a lot of options. So it's Kyle Schwarber's job to lose. Ian Happ needs an opportunity to play 150 games, though. I want to see what he can do. He's, good things he can do, as he can switch hit. He can play every outfield position. Maybe not as good, but I think he can do better than what people think he could do. And then Heyward, I really hope the Cubs trade Jason Heyward for pitching, like a Jeff Samardzija. Maybe package Heyward and a prospect or 2. Nobody in the top 15, but maybe like 2 guys in the top 20s. Or 2 guys in the top 25 for the Cubs prospects, with Heyward to San Francisco for Jeff Samardzija. I've talked about that deal already. It would make sense. It would give the Cubs another starting pitcher. It would take a lot of cap space off. I think Samardzija's a free agent after the season. And then the Giants get a guy that they want. They want to get guys. They need an outfielder. And, they'll have them for, 4 years. And I think it would work good for them. Maybe Jason Heyward can be the next Barry Bonds. Who knows? But he hasn't been for the Cubs, that's for sure. He's had moments where he's done good. He gave a good speech during a certain 2016 game that turned out to be pretty good for the Cubs. But I don't know. He just is paid too much, and I want to see Ian Happ more. I want to see Brendan Davis in 2022 or maybe late 21. And then I just think Schwarber is a guy you can't trade right now because he could even put up better numbers. And then, of course, there's a possibility if they trade Heyward, Nick Castellanos could come back, which I wouldn't be against. I'm fine if he comes back, but we're not going to be very good defensively in the outfield with most likely Schwarber, Happ, and Castellanos. But I'd be all for it. I mean, we need the offense. I think the defense, as long as we got guys that can be adequate, it could hold up. So there's my kind of options for outfielder. You also got Hernan Perez, and it's possible he might make the team. Maybe Chris Bryant if the Cubs somehow get Francisco Lindor, which I have a trade in my head that they could acquire Lindor, but that would require trading Wilson Contreras and Jose Quintana or Tyler Chatwood. That would be awesome if they could get Francisco Lindor, because that would solve their leadoff problem and their infield, because they don't really have a starting second baseman right now, unless you move Baez to second and that. But Bryant could see time in the outfield possibly at some point. I'm not sure where to put KB, to be honest with you, but I think trading him right now, I don't want to do it. I don't want them to do it. I'd rather have them hold on to him and see how they do in the season. If they're struggling, maybe it's time to clean house a little bit. But I would like the Cubs to give Ian Happ the most opportunity they can and possibly sign Nick Castellanos, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Another guy you could look at the Cubs signing who would be a good fit and relatively cheap if they can move some salary would be a Kevin Pillar, and he can play any outfield position. I think he had a bad year last year. I think he could be perfect in center field. And if you could trade Hayward, put Happ in right and Schwarber in left, and possibly sign Nick Castellanos, but you want to give V and Happ that chance. So I don't know what you do there, but that's kind of my outfield discussion. If you have suggestions for the outfield, you're more than welcome to leave them in the comments section. Tell me what you think the starting outfield should be, and any free agents the Cubs could potentially go after that you would like to see, and guys that are logical choices, not guys that we're not going to sign Mozell Ozuna. We're not going to sign a Yasiel Puig. We're going to Nick Castellanos and maybe Kevin Pillar are the two options I think the Cubs would have. So hope you all enjoyed the video, and of course, J-Deb will be back again soon with another. Peace.